2 is driven back out towards center field again and diving. Zotto unable to come up with it. She traps it. But coming around to score is Mirabel, and Assumption College takes a 1-0 lead over Stonehill. That's an RBI single for Richards. All the speed in the world, and that's about it. She's 14 steals. Driven, up, out, and gone. That's a 2-run home run for Haley Bielakis. Makes the score 3-0 in favor of Assumption. 2-2 pitches. Driven out towards center field, over the head of Azzato. 1 run is in. Another runner is going to hold up at third, and Drakalakis in the second, standing with a double. Brings up Beaton. It's now 4-0. Favor of Assumption, and that one is going to fall in for another base hit. 1 run is in. Drakalakis will stay at third. Mazzio comes home. 4th run of the inning for Assumption. Grounded into a fielder's choice to end a threat in the second. She slices this one into the gap in right center field. 1 run is in. Being waved around from first base is Beaton. Peabody stays at second, and ultimately holding up at third is Beaton. But Assumption has batted around. It's another extra base hit. The 0-2. It's going to get by Rennie, and in from third to score is Beaton. Makes it 7-0. 2 runs come home. As Beaton, the left-handed hitter. First pitch is skied out towards center field. Up, out, and gone. 3-run home run on the first pitch for Beaton. Alyssa Beaton drives in 3. 1-2 pitch from Peroni. Comes to the set and deals. Ground ball to shortstop. Bennett fields it, fires on first, and it's dropped by Hartman. Coming around and scoring underneath the tag. Diving in acrobatically was Peabody. Caroline Casey stands in. 0-1. Lines it back up the middle. Goes off the glove of Nowicki. Over is the shortstop and firing on to first. Beaton makes the play. And the Greyhounds win it. It's a shortened 5-inning game due to the slaughter rule. 12-0. And the pitch from Patriarca. Soon as she comes to the set, she winds, fires, lays back up the middle, base hit, and it gets by the center fielder. So Stonehill takes a 1-0 lead, and thinking 3 bases is Perez. She's in there. It'll be a single plus an error. But Stonehill strikes first in game 1. Patriarca deals and grounded back up the middle. Base hit. There was a big gap between second base and shortstop, and Peroni found it with ease. Brings home Perez. It's 2-0 Skyhawks. That one's driven. Up over the wall. It's gone. A home run for Alyssa Bielakis, her second of the afternoon. And she ties it at 2. Team tied at 2. They don't want to fall behind again. The pitch grounded, and it goes off the glove of the third baseman, Drakalakis. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. Skyhawks will take him any way they can get him. They lead at 4-2. It went off of Drakalakis' glove. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch on its way from Patriarca. Ground ball gets by the second baseman. 1 run is in. 2 runs are going to come home. It's a 2-run single for Julia Hartman. Brings home Thielgard and Jenna Hartman. It's a 6-2 lead for Stonehill. Beaton is dangerous. 370 entering play this afternoon. That's her average. And she lines this one. It is up and off the wall. That's going to bring home at least 1 run. Beaton herself digs in at second. Stopping at third base will be Drakalakis. That's another extra base hit and another RBI for Beaton. This one is high and deep, and it's going to skip off the wall. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. It's a long single for Peabody. Assumption back within a run at 6-5 on a 2-run knock for Peabody. This one is driven out towards the gap. It's going to be off the wall. Coming all the way around from first base and scoring. Standing up is Volins. It's a stand-up double for Doherty, and we are tied at 6-6. Pitch, and she slices it. That's going to get in the gap. Beaten digging for a second. Coming home is Doherty, and Assumption takes the lead. It's 7-6. Popped up, and that lands fair. RBI single for Bielakis. So not a home run, but she gets a little bit of insurance anyways. It's 8-6 in favor of Assumption. Back home on Saturday. A doubleheader with St. Mike's. Ground ball third base. Fielded. Having trouble with it initially was Drakalakis. And out at first is Bielakis. It looked like the first baseman had dropped the ball, but the umpire decided otherwise. So it looked as though Casey had beaten the throw, but that's going to do it. Stonehill drops a tough one. 8-6, they fall to 7-18 on the season.